We talked last in our previous session about a 10-dimensional universe. The original creation may well have been far broader than we know today, and when Adam fell, when Adam submitted to Satan, then this was fractured in the minds of some analysts. The 4 dimensions that you and I experience, length, width, height, and time, that we would call the physical universe, were separated from 6 other dimensions that we know exist but can't get at directly, and sometimes called the hyperdimensions. The biblical term would be the spiritual world, which is all-encompassing. It's a broader, more inclusive term, where the physical universe is a subset, if you will, of the total. What are the effects of the fall? Well, first of all, the possibilities that the universe was fractured. Separation of 4 and 6 dimensions is a suggestion by some. Separation of the physical and the spiritual. But one of the things that a group of us believe is that was also, at Genesis chapter 3, at the fall of Adam, is when the bondage of decay was instituted. In modern terms, we call that the entropy laws, the second law of thermodynamics. And the reason we believe that is because of Romans 8, which describes that the creation itself is waiting the day when it will be relieved from its bondage of decay, is the term Paul uses. And that's so descriptive of the entropy laws. And so that's a possibility I'm suggesting. But the main point I'd like to get across is the redemption. God's plan of redemption involves more than just you and me. It involves a new creation. Isaiah and also John in Revelation says, I see a new heavens and a new earth. It's not just you and I and the earth. Even the heavens apparently are recreated, a new heavens and a new earth. So there's much more going on here that's in God's interest. Now, one of the things that we do when we go through the first chapter of Genesis, when we study it carefully, we notice that we have there the gradual introduction of order. Entropy is the opposite of order. It's randomness or chaos. So on a chart with entropy maximized at the bottom and minimized at the top, we see those days as step-by-step improvements in less entropy, reducing entropy. And so there is a major change that occurs at the fall. Everything we know about the creation is post-curse. We have very little insight as to what the creation was like prior to Genesis chapter 3. You can't prove to me that Adam lived in only 3 dimensions. I'm not saying he did, but we just don't know. We do know that he apparently was clothed with light, so that when he lost that, he knew he was naked in a much more profound sense than simply that he had no clothes on. And so history as we know it really starts from Genesis 3 and following. And there's a second place where the entropy, the disorder is introduced, and that, of course, is at the flood. The flood of Noah involved far more than just a lot of water. Some major changes occurred in the basic ecology of the planet Earth, which is a study in and of itself. And of course, it's been decaying since then. All of us are victims, if you will, of these little charts in National Geographic or Scientific American or what have you, of the ascent of man, the caveman that gradually grows up to be modern man. And while we reject evolution as such, we still find ourselves subject to these misconceptions. It could very well be that ancient man was far brighter, certainly far more sophisticated spiritually than we are today. It's been a decline, not an ascent.